あ、すみません。
ここに一旦、貯蔵します。
So when it comes in, they let them dry and rest here for a moment, and before they can start processing them. So never longer than 24 hours. Because it's halfly under the ground, it's much cooler than outside. And so that's why they keep it here. This is the stock room, and it keeps the leaf cooler. And there's also a bit of humidity, so that's good to keep the leaf fresh. So these leaves were picked this morning. From here on, they'll go and produce them, process them upstairs. And so here the leaf is thrown onto the conveyor belt. It's gradually progressed, and over there they carry the leaf up. And so it's brought up, and there it goes into the processing. And so here the leaf is kept in these bags and then thrown out in the conveyor belt over there. So the leaf comes up here, is thrown onto this conveyor belt, and then it ends up in this container. From where again the leaf comes into here, is picked up again, and is then inserted here. So this is a sieve that takes out smaller, so some of the bad leaves are filtered out and they're dropped, so they can't use them. It's the same rubbish that they've gotten out from the machine over there. So from here it's the steaming and the drying in the big tencha oven. So they have two processing lines. So each line individually is 75 kilograms that they can do. So it's a total of 150 kilo line per hour. It's going to be very hot. So this machine is regulated by the angle of the machine itself. If it's more down, then the leaf comes through faster and it's steamed, well, less long.
Right.
When it's up more, they steam it for a longer period. So the more down it is, the quicker the leaf comes through and the less thoroughly the leaf is being steamed. So that's what they use to adjust it. So here the leaf is brought up to unclog the leaf and also to evaporate the steam, evaporate the surface, the humidity on the surface. And here the leaf falls onto the conveyor belt and then goes into the big tencha oven. And so here it enters the lower conveyor belt, it goes all the way through, is blown up, comes back over the top one, and then lands up in the center and goes through the middle. And the lowest one is the hottest. The lowest one is about 200 degrees. The one on top is about 115 degrees. And this one is closest, the center one is closest to 100 degrees. And so here we can see the first. So the first conveyor belt, it was the hottest one, but it's gradually starting to cool, starting to dry. It falls down, it's brought up, then it ends up on the top conveyor belt, and gradually, like you see there in the middle, it's much drier. And then here from the side, when they fall off from the middle conveyor belt, they're transported and they're they're dropped down from here. This is the end, and this is where the raw tencha leaf is finished. And so in this machine, the tea is separated out. So the leaf and the twigs are separated in this machine. The twigs, they fall through because they're heavier, and the leaves are blown away and they come into a separate compartment. The ones that are light have almost no humidity remaining, so the twigs have more humidity. The light leaf goes through to the next stage. The twigs might need another round of drying. That's either twigs or leaves that's still stuck together. They go through another stage of drying. So the twigs, the heavier parts, they go in this dryer. They're dried first here, and then they're again dried here. So then you get those twigs. And this is where the finished raw tencha leaf comes out. After all the separation, the leaf and the twigs are first separated out. Then heavier leaves might also have been included with the twigs. So they're dried again, separated out again. The twigs are dried again, and the leaf is then brought here together with the ones that were lighter initially. And that comes through this final sieve, the final selector, here out in this box. And that's the finished tencha leaf. So this is the raw tencha.